Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to talk about how to get bank data into QuickBooks nice and efficiently.
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me.
Hello, my name's Patrick, a chartered accountant, certified UK trainer, and also that QuickBooks chap on the internet. Now if you go through the back catalogue of my videos, you will notice that a lot of the times I keep talking about how important it is to get data into QuickBooks. Getting data into QuickBooks gives QuickBooks the opportunity to learn things, it means it can start to predict things, and the key is to get that data in there efficiently. Now one of the big parts of that is your bank account, and it's so important to get that data in there. If you can get that bank account into QuickBooks efficiently, A, you're going to make sure that you've got it in there correctly so there'll be no errors, and B, it's going to be much more time efficient for you. Your aim at the end of it is to come back to whatever bank balance you have in the bank at that point in time. You want to show that in QuickBooks. So instead of having to put individual transactions in it manually and having to go through transaction by transaction by transaction by transaction, the quickest way is to import that data in. And that's what we're going to look at today. How do we import that data? What options have we got? And how can we make it really easy for ourselves? So join me for this video to have a look exactly how you can make sure that you get your data into QuickBooks really efficiently. Let's have a look. First and foremost, let's have a look at our new banking area. Now the banking area in QuickBooks has recently been updated and there's lots of new features in there. Features that make it even more important that we get the data in there nice and easily. Because now we've got the option to group things. That means we've got the option to actually look at data in the group that it belongs to, and we can deal with that really quickly, really efficiently when we've got the data in there. Now the most efficient way of getting the data in is just adding the bank account directly to QuickBooks. Let's have a look. Right hand corner, you'll notice there's an option here called link account. When I press link account, it brings me up which bank account I want to link, and I can pick which bank account and follow the on-screen instructions to make that connection. Now, due to the opening banking regulation, you need to make this connection once every 90 days, and you have to keep basically authorizing QuickBooks and your bank to talk to one another. So once you've made that connection, remember how easy and simple it was and just repeat that every time. QuickBooks will also alert you if there's any issues. You can see on this bank account here, these ones are saying that everything's okay. This one here is telling me there's an issue and I need to look at. I click on the issue, and it will then tell me exactly what my problem is just here. I can try pressing the update button and see if that will force it through, or I press the reconnect button and it will tell me how to reconnect my account. Notice how it said here, UK open banking regulation requires you authorize your bank account every 90 days. And that's the issue we've got to just be aware of and make sure we've got that connected. Once it is connected though, the information will be updated automatically for us. As you can see here, this was done on the 2nd, this one was done on the 1st, giving me confidence that they've done correctly. So there we are, we've updated our bank account and made sure our data has been flowing through nicely. Well, how else do we get data in there? Well, the second most efficient way, and this is for times where you can't link your bank account for any reason. Maybe you've not got online access, or sometimes it's because you're looking for data that's not been brought in yet. And it could be because it's quite old data, maybe it's last year's data, something like that. Well, if that's the case, what you want to do is you want to jump over to your bank account, download the relevant file, then upload them into QuickBooks. And that's what we're going to show you how to do now. Each bank account's obviously going to be different to the way we log in. Then you find the bank account that you'll want to bring in. Find and see what type of transactions and date range and all that sort of stuff you need. And then you have the option to export to Excel. When you export to Excel, you basically get all these options. And the nice thing is QuickBooks can actually read most of these. So the Quicken 2001 onwards, it'll be able to read. So I could download that one. But the best way to do is just download a CSV file. That way QuickBooks can definitely read it. So let me do a CSV file of another account. So now if I go back to QuickBooks, what I'm going to use is I need to now upload those transactions. I'm going to use this arrow down here and say upload from file. I then get to browse. Notice that it says here, download transactions, and it tells you what formats that it can see. CSV, QFX, QBO, OFX, or TXT. Let's browse. Let's bring in that first one we downloaded, which was a QFO OFX file. So once the file's in, then all we do is press next. Because it's an OFX file, QuickBooks can recognize it pretty well, and it can then start actually allocating things for us. So we press next and we're in. Simple as that. Now, if you do choose a CSV file, let's just upload that one as well. We need to actually go through and map the data. So we've got to say what the description is, which is found, and then we've got to say what's the debits and what's the credits, and press next and next. And you can put the data that. So it doesn't matter what type of file you download, you'll be able to get that file into QuickBooks. Now that's when you've got the ability to be able to extract the file directly online. But again, you need access to online services to be able to get to that point. What if you don't have access to that? What are your other options? Well, hopefully you can get access to at least the paper format. Now that can be a paper format as in it's a paper document or a PDF document. Either way, what we need to do now is get that into that PDF document. If we can get it to PDF, at least it's electronic, and at least that gives you the opportunity to put the data in there. Now, the PDF document that I've got in front of me, we need to get into QuickBooks. Problem is, we need to convert it into one of those formats I talked about before. So ideally CSV. So if you've got a full version of Adobe or something like that, you do normally have the option to convert a PDF to other formats, including Excel. Now the problem is you're going to get varied results. Sometimes it'll export perfectly and there'll just be a couple of adjustments you need to make and you can get it into QuickBooks. Other times, because of the way that the bank statement's been formatted, that the software just hasn't got the ability to be able to directly convert it. Do have a go at trying that method, but you will find that sometimes you can spend longer trying to adjust the final export, because remember, you're going to need to have that export into something that is at least readable in a CSV format. When you get it into that CSV format, at that point I would just spend a little bit of time having a look at it, see if it looks readable, have a go and importing it in. If that spends too long for you, then start considering some of these options I'm about to bring up. Now these are paid for options, but they're really competitive, and it just means that you're going to be able to get that data in nice and efficiently without having to spend all that time trying to amend a CSV file or an Excel file that's been exported from a PDF itself. So let's have a look at some of the options. One of the options we use quite a lot is Autoentry. And the reason we like Autoentry is there's a whole section dedicated to bank statements. And literally all you do is you press the upload button, you grab that file, you stick it into here, and then that will be converted for you. You even have the advantage of using your mobile phone if you need to, and you can take a photo of physical document and bring it in that way as well. Once you send it to Autoentry, it takes a little bit of time, so you give itself like 24 hours, something like that. And then once you've got the notification back, you then have the ability to download the transaction, and you can download it as a processed transaction. So here the items come through. It's charged me for doing it, and what that means is now I have the ability to go into the transaction and I can actually get it exported to QuickBooks. It even splits it into all different files and date ranges for me. You have the option to download all these different options here, so there's a whole range of different software solutions that it's compatible with, and also you have the option to fast code directly to QuickBooks, which effectively means it sends it directly to QuickBooks for you. So it's really powerful, and you can then publish it to QuickBooks itself so that it goes in that way around. So Autoentry is a really powerful solution, and one we use and we rely on a regular basis. So we would have no problems or qualms in actually recommending it. There are other options out there, and I feel free to have a look at those options and see how they work for you. But they're the ones that we can give a rubber stamp on to say that we're happy that they work. If you are looking to get Autoentry, do go talk to our guys at Boffix. They can either do the work for you and charge you the same nominal fee, or they can give you access to Autoentry and you can do it yourself. Whichever works for you, they're going to have a service that's going to work on your behalf. But just the ability to be able to publish directly to QuickBooks, in our opinion, is a reason why this is a really great way of getting that information in. And there you have it, ways in which to get bank data into QuickBooks. It's very much worthwhile investing in one way or another to get that data in. But more than anything, the easiest way is going to connect it directly to QuickBooks itself. If you can get that connection made, you're going to make yourself so much more efficient at ways of doing it. Have a look at your workflow, see if the way you're doing it is the most efficient way. Other than that, go over and talk to the guys at Boffix. at ways in which you can maximize and maybe even taking on some extra software that's going to make your life easier and mean that you're going to connect to QuickBooks much more efficiently. My name's been Aaron Patrick. It's been a pleasure to do this video for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more video content just like this one, where we can make sure that you're using QuickBooks to the best of your ability. Thanks again for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. All the way that I feel, yeah, I know that it's real, cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him, nah, 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 nah. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah.